Oh yeah,
I'm definitely excited to see the rest of the year. I think we'll see a progression, and hopefully it's forward and not backwards. There's definitely been a lot of talk about how the NIL is affecting players, and that was one of my thoughts last year with DJ. So we'll see. Only time will tell, really. There's only so much you can really say about all of this.
So you were thinking last year that NIL may have been a distraction, especially
absolutely.
Dr Pepper Fansville.
It definitely felt like. I mean,
was kind of a distraction for DJ.
You know, with DJ using DJ as a point to be made. You know,
everybody.
He had those two games
right?
for Trevor Lawrence. You know, he played 2 great games against Boston College and Notre Dame.
Right.
And, you know, you saw a totally different person against Georgia the start of last year, and with the whole NIL thing starting, it's just like, here we go. Thankfully, this year's a little different. See how it goes. Need the offensive line to step up their game. Need the wide receivers to step up their game. And it feels like if we can get a little progression in those 2 places, that the rest of it's just going to kind of fall into place. And then once that happens, the team's going to feel like it's going to feel like night and day. We're going to become the team currently that nobody thinks is even going to win 10 games, right? To the team that's playing for the ACC championship and possibly getting to the playoffs. So it's all about the work. You got to put the work in. Everybody wants to be famous. Nobody wants to put the work in.
That's right. Everybody wants a quick buck, right?
Yeah. Well, excuse me, Jeremy. I'm going to have to run. I'm grateful talking to y'all tonight, all right?
All right. We'll see you, DeAndre. Thanks for stopping by. All right, guys. We'll continue on the show for a little bit longer. We got some people in the chat. Somebody gets in. Michael gets in and says, E.J. Williams has showed me nothing in his 2+ years at Clemson. ... Nothing.
I would tend to agree.
I won't go that far, but
I wouldn't go that far either. But I want to hear what you got to say. Go ahead.
But
you're good.
I would almost bet that he's had more drops than catches. Maybe not, but it feels that way.
Okay. You got to realize he was hurt all last season.
Yeah.
He was dealing with injury all last season, so I know that kind of like factors into it. But no, go ahead. No, finish your thoughts.
But no, that's my thoughts on it. Like I've definitely. It feels. I could be wrong. I don't write down the stats.
Yeah, no.
It feels like
obviously
I see him drop more than I see him catch. Yeah, as far as E.J. Williams goes.
All right, so Smokey the Bear gets into the chat. I want your guys' thoughts on this comment. Offensive crisis in Clemson last year and a half, and Dabo continues to look the other way. What's your guys' thoughts on that comment?
Dabo's looking the other way. I don't think so. I think he knows there's a lot. There's a lot that they need to fix. I feel very confident that he knows that. He wouldn't. When Dabo mentioned, said that he went to the portal for 2 offensive linemen, that told me that he is aware that there are things that need to be fixed. He didn't get what he wanted out of the portal. They didn't.
Right.
They missed on those 2 guys, and he was like, "Well, I'm just going to go with what I have." But I don't think that's not Dabo looking the other way. That's Dabo knows the issues that are present. I'm not concerned, and even still, this offense is scoring way more than they were now at this time last year. So, and we've already talked about this, and we talked about this in the Georgia Tech post game. It's like this, it's baby steps. There's not. I wouldn't call it a crisis. This is just not the offense we're used to seeing. It'd be different if it felt like we weren't recruiting as well, or there were just a bunch of guys leaving the program, talented guys leaving the program, mass exodus and stuff. If that was the case, I'd be a little bit more concerned. But Dabo knows there are this is not the offense that this is not the standard that's been set. So I'm not concerned about Dabo. Dabo's
not at all
thoughts on it. I think he knows.
Yeah, I think currently what we're seeing is an offense that whose confidence was kind of rocked last year, trying to build that rapport with new coaching staff this year. So, we talked earlier about how Clemson's normally getting on that methodical start at the beginning of the season. It's kind of slow paced and like getting everything going. I mean, I think you're just going to add to that what we call normal for Clemson. You're going to add time to that with these new coaches and figuring out the play calling and the rotations, and definitely trying to put people in the right place, as opposed to, in the beginning of the year, replacing people based off of seniority most times. Yeah. That's why Spector starts instead of Antonio Williams currently. I think, personal opinion. By their play right now, I think Antonio Williams is taking that spot.
But that's the thing. Yeah,
just a little time, and we'll see how it gets there.
Yeah, but to that example, I think when we talked about it in the Georgia Tech post game, we were like, we want to see Antonio Williams get more snaps. It felt like I saw Antonio Williams out there more than today.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I do think it's it's Dabo just easing in. Dabo knows Antonio Williams is probably the best slot receiver in the room, and probably one of our best receivers in general. But it's just he's still learning. Again, he wasn't an early enrollee. He hasn't spent a ton of time in the offense, and Dabo sees the mistakes in practice that we don't see. So I think it's more of just easing Antonio Williams into the scheme. But I definitely think this won't be something we're talking about weeks from now. I think we'll be talking about how Antonio Williams is he's at least at worst a co-starter, and he's getting starter reps. So
yeah. So John gets into the chat. He says too much emphasis by fans on who starts. Spector and Williams could split snaps. I agree they could split snaps. I don't think we're specifically, us three, are making an emphasis on who starts. It's just, I think Antonio Williams is the better athlete. I think he's the better receiver. I think he's more explosive. I think this year he's put more into the two games that we've had that we can visibly see that, this dude, he's going to be a problem for opposing defenses. That's what I think. Yeah. I could care less who runs out there for the first play. But I do want to see Antonio Williams on the field. I want to see Adam Randall on the field as soon as possible, judging by how they've talked about him in fall camp and things like that, and judging by how he's, already running routes and all that kind of stuff. I want to see him on the field.